going to be an exciting weekend of playoff ELF football. It's no secret what the Hamburg Sea Devils are going to try and do against the Raiders. They're going to try and run the ball. They're going to try and set up their RPO and play action just like this. And really what the run does is not only keeps you in rhythm on offense, but it also, watch what the play action does here to Barcelona. Hamburg has been running the ball, and now they have wide open throwing lanes behind it. So if the Raiders want to have any shot of beating the Hamburg Sea Devils, they have to stop their run game, and I'm going to talk you through how they could do that. Let's rewind all the way back to the middle of June when the Hamburg Sea Devils played the Barcelona Dragons. Now this game is significant because it's the only loss of the season for the Hamburg Sea Devils. They also averaged just shy of 5 yards rushing per attempt this season. In this game, they had under 4 yards an attempt. We're going to go through what Barcelona did to stop the Sea Devils' run game. And what they did was change completely what they were doing from the first half to the second half. So in the second half, Barcelona, in the Sea Devils' first offensive series, came out and played with a 5-man front. Now what I mean by a 5-man front is count how many down linemen or guys on the line of scrimmage that Barcelona has. They have 5 defenders on the line of scrimmage. And what this does for an offense that likes to run the ball in particular is it just fills all the gaps. It also makes it hard for offensive linemen to double team to the second level. So when you have active linebackers and fast linebackers like Barcelona does, it makes it really tough for these offensive linemen of the Hamburg Sea Devils to get to the second level because they're all engaged with these 5 defensive linemen up front. Now again, here's that 5 down lineman look that Barcelona gave Hamburg, and I can't stress this enough. This is in the second half of this game. It really kind of changed the whole course of the game here for Barcelona. Hamburg was running on them during the first half, and they really couldn't in the second half with this look and this adjustment by Barcelona. Look how fast your linebackers can fill and play downhill when the linemen are occupied on that first level. Again, here's that 5 down lineman look for Barcelona, and just watch how fast their linebackers can play downhill in the run game when it's really hard for an offensive line to work to the second level against a look like this. We'll move on here to another play. Again, it's a 5 down lineman look. Running back's going to try and bounce this outside, but he can't because all the linemen are occupied at the first level. It allows those linebackers to play downhill. So here is just a classic power run play. They're going to try and pull their right guard around to the second level. They're going to try and double team here to this backside linebacker, and they simply can't. Their offensive linemen get caught up in the wash, and this sort of front makes it really hard to pull. It makes it really hard to work to that second level. Now, of course, when you put 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, it's going to take someone out of coverage. So, in theory, you could get burned in the pass game doing this, but against a team like Hamburg, they live and die on the run game. They use their run game to set up RPO. They use their run game to set up play action, to take shots. And if you can stifle their run game from the start, it takes away what they do best. And so I would not be surprised to see the Raiders deploy some different sorts of fronts to try and confuse the guys up front for Hamburg and make life really difficult for Hamburg when they try and run the ball and say to Hamburg, hey, look, if you want to win this game, you have to beat us through the air. Let's jump over to the Hamburg side of things. If they want to win this game, they have to get pressure on Sean Shelton from the get-go. And they can do this in multiple different ways, right? They like to blitz, but often they can get pressure with just their front 4. They have some of the best collections of pass rushers in the league, and they will bring pressure on especially third down and in the red zone, and a lot of defenses do that. But oftentimes they rely on getting pressure with just their front 4, and this can give the Raiders some trouble. One game it made me think of was the Raiders game against the Vikings, earlier this season. The Vikings consistently got after Sean Shelton with their front three or front four, and that's really tough on a quarterback because there's 7, 8 guys in coverage covering your 5 eligible or 4 eligible, depending on how many guys are out on routes, and you're still getting put on the deck. And it's not necessarily for a veteran quarterback that, oh, hey, it's, they're scared of getting hit or scared of taking sacks. No, it's more just you can't play in rhythm. And that's huge, especially for an offense predicated on rhythm like the Raiders is. They use a lot of different sets and motions, but it's all about getting guys open in the rhythm of the offense. And so if you can disrupt that with just your front four and play coverage behind it, then it makes life really tough on a quarterback, really tough on an offense. And that's what Hamburg has to do if they want to beat the Raiders this weekend. Now, if you're the Raiders, you have to have some sort of plan for this. I'm sure they do. I always like to go into games with 2 different types of plans. One, just your regular game plan, and then another, when you're playing a team like Hamburg, that's, hey, if they start getting pressure on us early, what are we going to do to negate that? Whether it's chipping or keeping a running back in protection or just moving the pocket a little bit. And I'll bet you the Raiders have thought of this too, but that's what you have to do if you want to beat a team with a great pass rush. This week's playoff matchup, the Vienna Vikings and Barcelona Dragons, is going to come down to whose defense can limit the big explosive plays. Now, both of these offenses, the Vikings and the Dragons, rely on big chunk yardage to win them football games. The Barcelona Dragons a little more so than the Vienna Vikings. And with Barcelona, they're trying to get Kyle Sweet the ball, right? He's number 17 right here. He's lined up in the slot. They're trying to get him the football as much as possible. And they do a good job of creating space for him and giving the defense different looks pre-snap. They'll send him in motion. They'll send him in short motion. They'll send him across the formation. They'll line up in condensed splits like you see here. What I mean by a condensed split is that normally receivers are lined up more outside, and here they're lined up closer to the ball. It just gives the defense another look, makes them sort something else out pre and post snap. And what the Barcelona Dragons are going to do here is try and isolate Kyle Sweet on a safety. Now, it's a mismatch from the beginning, but they're going to run a smash concept, which a smash concept in a passing game is usually a hitch and a corner. So when you're running it out of a condensed split, it's more of an outside, it's more of an outbreaking route, a short outbreaking route, and a corner over top of it. Now, you're putting this cornerback in a bind, right? This DB, he's got to make a choice. He's got to either come up and play that outbreaking route, or he can retreat and get over top the corner. But his responsibility is this out route here. So what you're going to get is Kyle Sweet matched up one-on-one in a foot race against a safety that's inside leverage, and that's a matchup that Kyle Sweet is going to win 10 out of 10 times. Now, the Vikings are trying pre-snap to get hands-on, lining someone up over top of Kyle Sweet to disrupt his release. But he still is able to work his release, get a really clean release, and end up on a great one-on-one matchup. And I'll show you what I mean. So you'll see here, they're going to run that smash concept. Kyle Sweet's going to get a pretty nice release considering that he's got a defender in his face as he's trying to release off the ball, and it's a perfectly placed football, and that's just a mismatch that Kyle Sweet's going to win every single time. But again, these are the types of plays that Vienna has to limit if they want any shot, right? You have to shut down or at least limit number 17's ability to get open like this if you want to have a shot to move on to the championship game. Okay, so you've watched enough of these film breakdowns to kind of work alongside me here on this one. I want you to look and see this formation that Barcelona has, right? It's a condensed split. Okay, check. It's a 2 high safety look by Vienna. Check. It's the same exact look where Vienna is trying to press Kyle Sweet. This is Kyle Sweet, number 2 receiver. I know it's a wide shot here, but this is Kyle Sweet here. He's getting pressed off the line, You tell me what route Barcelona likes to run from this condensed split. That's right, you got it. They like to run that smash concept, and in particular like to get Kyle Sweet on that corner route. And they're literally going to run the same exact play they ran against Vienna a couple weeks earlier for a touchdown. Right? They're going to have Kyle Sweet run a corner route, and Vienna is essentially double teaming him. They have a safety over the top. They have a nickel corner underneath trying to press him off the line, and Kyle Sweet still gets open. So, yeah, he's going to make his plays. He's going to get open. He's just that good of a receiver. But if you're the Vikings, you have to limit this as much as possible. And I thought in the last game they played against Barcelona, they did a pretty good job of limiting Kyle Sweet's opportunities. He's obviously going to get, he's going to get his. But if you can limit those, you give yourself a fighting chance to beat the Barcelona Dragons. So it'll be interesting to me to see what the Vienna Vikings are going to try and cook up to stop Kyle Sweet, whether that's always having someone over the top and underneath, whether they're going to really try and make his life difficult off the line. I don't know. So we'll see what that defensive coordinator, what the Vienna Vikings end up trying to do to stop Kyle Sweet. Now on the flip side of that, Barcelona also has to limit the big plays from the Vienna Vikings, and this is a good example of it right here. Right, they have one of the fastest receivers in Europe, Jordan Bua. He's Italian. He runs like a Ferrari. The dude is quick, and this is just a prime example of they have him double teamed. You can even see here, if you watch this safety towards the bottom of your screen, Nico Lester, he's going to point as soon as the ball is snapped to tell his safety, get over the top of Jordan Bua. They're throwing it to him. See him put up his hand right here. Hey, man, get over top, and it still doesn't happen. This is what Barcelona has to stop if they want to have a shot to win this game. They have to limit these big plays from the Vienna Vikings. Again, this is earlier in the season. Under 2 minutes to go. Huge game. Tied game. Jackson Erdman is looking Jordan Bua's way. This big play really sealed the victory for the Vikings. And if the Barcelona Dragons want to have a shot this week to move on to that championship game, they have to limit these big plays. Both of these defenses do.